come out here and spray it in, and I ran out of spray before I got back here. Spraying in some cottontail on the other side of this little corn patch. This is actually, you can't really tell it here, but right here we planted grain sorghum, and we got here's one of our soybean plants. We did plant corn and soybeans. I mean, planted grain sorghum and soybeans out here together, like we did the other place, and we got some beans. Like again, I think it's too thick with the grain sorghum and too thin with the beans. Should have been a little bit thicker with the beans, a little bit thinner with the grain sorghum. But here the weeds took us over. There was already some weed pressure here. All I did, you can see that corn stalk right here. This was corn that was standing, and I actually drove through it. And the landowners, you can see where they come out here and teared up some of it. But yeah, I planted, and I should have sprayed it, and I planted it. This is what you would call a fail, but you see that corn standing up there. What happened was we plant about 2 to 3 acres of corn back here every year for the landowners, and they hunt deer over it, and just every year we plant corn back here. But the grain sorghum coming up pretty good. All these weeds, cucumber, these cucumbers right here, when I come through and planted, they're big now, but they were actually about 10 foot tall when I come through here, and they had outgrown the corn. The corn, you can see right there, that's where I come through with the drill and laid it over. But this landowner come out here and played around with their hair. They didn't know I planted anything, but yeah, you can see we got a good stand of grain sorghum. If I'd have just come out here and sprayed it, would have been a lot better. But what had happened was, go over here and I'll show you. You see all these tracks out here, it's deer tracks, but the hogs were terrible out here this time, and it was so dry, there wasn't really much to eat in the woods. You know, this thing, even there's tracks all over the place out here. But I don't know if they plant anything out here. I don't know if they just hared this down and spread something and hared it down. I don't know. I have to see if something comes up. But we was just planting some for them to get going again. But this out here, see, that's the thing. You can see where they hared, see where they didn't hare. And I didn't plant this. All this was laid down corn stalks. I did plant one strip across here at an angle. Let me go see if I can find it right quick. I doubt it, because that's a jungle of corn. But all this is volunteer corn from the hogs. You can see these stalks, how they laid down and everything. That right there, not from being picked, not from anything. I mean, this is hog damage. And like I said, they come through here, they pulled it all down to the ground. Anything that had a cob on it. You can see where they ate it. They're eating on every single cob, but what they didn't eat coming up is volunteer corn. And I do not see thought I heard something coming through. Thought I heard a hog coming through. It's just a donkey braying down the road somewhere. But anyways, this is what hog damage looks like. You can see there's no rhyme or reason the way everything's laying down. It's just laid down everywhere. The stalks have been trampled and everything else. It wasn't drove over with a tractor or nothing. It wasn't harried. No, this is just what happens when you got way too many hogs and deer somewhere. But see, it's volunteer. Volunteer corn trying to come back and make some. Trying to make something. That's pretty neat. But yeah. So this worked out good. It helped keep everything out of the cotton field over there. But as far as planting into it, where I planted, I didn't plant this out here. This was already laid down. What I planted into was some that was still standing up over there, and I went ahead and laid it down, and I should have sprayed it, but I didn't. And you can see over there is a patch that just what stayed standing up out here is what's on the ends, and that's because it's so close to where the trees are, where the roots reach out, and it was just so dry that anywhere them roots coming from the trees come out in the field, nothing. I mean, there was not a cob on the stalk. And I don't know if you can really see it too well from here, but you kind of see about 30-40 foot coming out in the field past the end. And anyways, this stalk y'all might want to see what it looks like when the hogs and the deer tear down a corn crop. Again, we wasn't growing this for production or anything. We planted this for the landowners. They like to do stuff for our landowners that want like for us to do stuff. They're really good landowners, so we like to take care of them. We like to take care of all the landowners, but sometimes you just do. But yeah, this is yeah, it's pretty much been continuous corn back here for 30 or 40 years. So yeah, and what we got here to spray with is the 400 series LMC sprayer. We run a CG 285 New Holland 400 gallon tank and 24-row boom. So it's not the parallel arm boom. It's not a high boy style boom, so you can set the boom up and down. You got to manually. You have to take the boom off. I mean, you have to unbolt the boom and move it up manually. It's not high boy style, but it does the job. It does a good job. And like I said, all we're doing is spraying ends right now. Whether the cotton's good, fields are pretty clean from weeds. You're just spraying ends for grass and all. So use this sprayer to reach out there a little bit further into the field, make it super clean if you got any trouble. But yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna come over here and show you, just kind of show you what it looks like on the ends where it was just so dry, not even corn didn't even put a cob on. This over here next to these pine trees, and grain sauger, all this Johnson grass, cup burr, thick pod. Then you got some more grain sauger. Probably ought to come here and spray it out, but at this point in the year, all this stuff fixing to die back anyway. See where it's gonna put the seed on. But this is what all that corn really looked like out there in the middle. Well, it's not really. I mean, this is what it looks like on the ends. On them, all that out in the middle is. You see, you got moisture now. Pull the roots up, but yeah, this is what the ends look like. There wasn't even a cob on it, so there wasn't nothing for the deer, the hogs to eat at all. So yeah, I planted up to about right there. And well, you can see where they haired and the grain sorghum was up. It's there, but it's not in the best shape. I kind of tearing up a couple rows of it, but I think they'll have some grain sorghum and some soybeans down in there that didn't get shaded out, or you know, like this one right here. We might still do a little something, I don't know. I'm planning on going and looking at them sunflowers in the other patch, maybe not tomorrow, maybe Friday, and we'll see what's going on. Otherwise, I gotta get back at it. So, grain sorghum was pretty good. Yeah, this is actually pretty good type to it. So, all right, well, I am fixing to hit the road. Here we go.